I'm enjoying my life in Christ. Look at my life, ooh, yeah. He's already given me all things that pertain to life in godliness, yeah, yeah. There are no more promises. He's already given me all things that pertain to life in godliness, yeah, yeah. I'm living the life of grace, yeah. I don't stress, man, I rest, yeah. I don't struggle, I'm blessed, yeah. Every single thing is mine. Yes, I'm in Christ, yeah. I don't stress, man, I rest, yeah. I don't struggle, I'm blessed, yeah. I'm enjoying my life in Christ. When you see me in my zone, yeah, speaking in tongues, yeah. Man, I take charge, man, I do another level, yeah. Man, I fire gun, yeah. Can't contest, cause when I'm so high on the Holy Ghost, I step into a place in the Holy Ghost. Shagga boss. I will never be the same, I am living the life of grace, yeah. I don't stress, man, I rest, yeah. I don't struggle, I'm blessed, yeah. Every single thing is mine. Yes, I'm in Christ, yeah. I don't stress, man, I rest, yeah. I don't struggle, I'm blessed. I'm enjoying my life in Christ. I'm living the life of grace. I'm enjoying my life in Christ. Look at my life, ooh, yeah. He's already given me all things that pertain to life in godliness, yeah, yeah. There are no more promises. He's already given me all things that pertain to life. I'm enjoying my life in Christ. Look at my life, ooh, yeah. He's already given me all things that pertain to life in godliness, yeah, yeah. There are no more promises. He's already given me all things that pertain to life in godliness, yeah, yeah. I'm living the life of grace, yeah. I don't stress, man, I rest, yeah. I don't struggle, I'm blessed, yeah. Every single thing is mine. Yes, I'm in Christ, yeah. I don't stress, man, I rest, yeah. I don't struggle, I'm blessed, yeah. I'm enjoying my life in Christ. When you see me in my zone, yeah, speaking in tongues, yeah. Man, I take charge, man, I do another level, yeah. Man, I fire gun, yeah. Can't contest, cause when I'm so high on the Holy Ghost, I step into a place in the Holy Ghost. Shagga boss. I will never be the same, I am living the life of grace, yeah. I don't stress, man, I rest, yeah. I don't struggle, I'm blessed, yeah. Every single thing is mine. Yes, I'm in Christ, yeah. I don't stress, man, I rest, yeah. I don't struggle, I'm blessed. I'm enjoying my life in Christ. I'm living the life of grace. I'm enjoying my life in Christ. Look at my life, ooh, yeah. He's already given me all things that pertain to life in godliness, yeah, yeah. There are no more promises. He's already given me all things that pertain to life. I'm enjoying my life in Christ. Look at my life, ooh, yeah. He's already given me all things that pertain to life in godliness, yeah, yeah. There are no more promises. He's already given me all things that pertain to life in godliness, yeah, yeah. I'm living the life of grace, yeah. I don't stress, man, I rest, yeah. I don't struggle, I'm blessed, yeah. Every single thing is mine. Yes, I'm in Christ, yeah. I don't stress, man, I rest, yeah. I don't struggle, I'm blessed, yeah. I'm enjoying my life in Christ. When you see me in my zone, yeah, speaking in tongues, yeah. Man, I take charge, man, I do another level, yeah. Man, I fire gun, yeah. Can't contest, cause when I'm so high on the Holy Ghost, I step into a place in the Holy Ghost. Shagga boss. I will never be the same, I am living the life of grace, yeah. I don't stress, man, I rest, yeah. I don't struggle, I'm blessed, yeah. Every single thing is mine. Yes, I'm in Christ, yeah. I don't stress, man, I rest, yeah. I don't struggle, I'm blessed. I'm enjoying my life in Christ. I'm living the life of grace. Living it, living it. I'm enjoying my life in Christ. Look at my life, ooh, yeah. He's already given me all things that pertain to life in godliness, yeah, yeah. There are no more promises. He's already given me all things that pertain to life. I'm enjoying my life in Christ. Look at my life, ooh, yeah. He's already given me all things that pertain to life in godliness, yeah, yeah. There are no more promises. He's already given me all things that pertain to life in godliness, yeah, yeah. I'm living the life of grace, yeah. I don't stress, man, I rest, yeah. I don't struggle, I'm blessed, yeah. Every single thing is mine. Yes, I'm in Christ, yeah. I don't stress, man, I rest, yeah. I don't struggle, I'm blessed, yeah. I'm enjoying my life in Christ. When you see me in my zone, yeah, speaking in tongues, yeah. Man, I take charge, man, I do another level, yeah. Man, I fire gun, yeah. Can't contest, cause when I'm so high on the Holy Ghost, I step into a place in the Holy Ghost. Shagga boss, I will never be the same. I am living the life of grace, yeah. I don't stress, man, I rest, yeah. I don't struggle, I'm blessed, yeah. Every single thing is mine. Yes, I'm in Christ, yeah. I don't stress, man, I rest, yeah. I don't struggle, I'm blessed. I'm enjoying my life in Christ. I'm living the life of grace. Living it, living it. I'm enjoying my life in Christ. Look at my life, ooh, yeah. He's already given me all things that pertain to life in godliness, yeah, yeah. There are no more promises. He's already given me all things that pertain to life. I'm enjoying my life in Christ. Look at my life, ooh, yeah. He's already given me all things that pertain to life in godliness, yeah, yeah. There are no more promises. He's already given me all things that pertain to life in godliness, yeah, yeah. I'm living the life of grace, yeah. I don't stress, man, I rest, yeah. I don't struggle, I'm blessed, yeah. Every single thing is mine. Yes, I'm in Christ, yeah. I don't stress, man, I rest, yeah. I don't struggle, I'm blessed, yeah. I'm enjoying my life in Christ. When you see me in my zone, yeah, speaking in tongues, yeah. Man, I take charge, man, I do another level, yeah. Man, I fire gun, yeah. Can't contest, cause when I'm so high on the Holy Ghost, I step into a place in the Holy Ghost. Shagga boss, I will never be the same. I am living the life of grace, yeah. I don't stress, man, I rest, yeah. I don't struggle, I'm blessed, yeah. Every single thing is mine. Yes, I'm in Christ, yeah. I don't stress, man, I rest, yeah. I don't struggle, I'm blessed. I'm enjoying my life in Christ. I'm living the life of grace. Living it, living it. I'm enjoying my life in Christ. Look at my life, ooh, yeah. He's already given me all things that pertain to life in godliness, yeah, yeah. There are no more promises. He's already given me all things that pertain to life. I'm enjoying my life in Christ. Look at my life, ooh, yeah. He's already given me all things that pertain to life in godliness, yeah, yeah. There are no more promises. He's already given me all things that pertain to life in godliness, yeah, yeah. I'm living the life of grace, yeah. I don't stress, man, I rest, yeah. I don't struggle, I'm blessed, yeah. Every single thing is mine. Yes, I'm in Christ, yeah. I don't stress, man, I rest, yeah. I don't struggle, I'm blessed, yeah. I'm enjoying my life in Christ. When you see me in my zone, yeah. Speaking in tongues, yeah. Man, I take charge, man, I do another level, yeah. Man, I fire gun, yeah. Can't contest, cause when I'm so high on the Holy Ghost, I step into a place in the Holy Ghost. Shaga boss, shaga boss. I will never be the same. I am living the life of grace. Yeah, I don't stress, man. I rest. Yeah, I don't struggle. I'm blessed. Yeah, every single thing is mine. Yes, I'm in Christ. Yeah, I don't stress, man. I rest. Yeah, I don't struggle. I'm blessed. I'm enjoying my life in Christ. I'm living the life of grace. I'm enjoying my life in Christ. Look at my life, ooh, yeah. He's already given me all things that pertain to life in godliness, yeah, yeah. There are no more promises. He's already given me all things that pertain to life.
Greetings, Keisha Cobb, Sustainability Project leader. Happy Women in Act Wednesday, everyone. We are waiting for our guest to get into the studio. She is here. We're just waiting. She turned back around her camera. And sorry, we're starting just a tad bit late this morning, but lessons learned, lessons earned. And I am very, very thankful that we now have the beautiful Miss Keisha Cobb. Miss Cobb, hi, Agradiva. We're going to get everything technically loaded up. We are so glad to have you on our Women in Ag talk show. As you may know, it's the first of its kind, and I am shopping it around that hopefully will be on a radio station and then, of course, TV. This is definitely practice for me, kind of out of my comfort zone, if you will, but it was time to go to a different level, and I try to do something, gradually but surely every year to add some more spice to our outreach services. So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I introduce to you Miss Keisha Cobb, and she has a wonderful legal program, a whole business, agribusiness, if you will, project that's going, and I am going to let you all hear, ask questions, actually get in contact with her to utilize her services, because that's what our show is about, to make sure we highlight her, of course, for her business and her expertise in this industry. We don't get the credit or the due thank you or appreciation that we deserve, what we provide. So I wanted to make sure that we're really intentional and get it out there to everyone. So, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Keisha Cobb, it's all yours. I want you to tell about where you're at, what you're doing, how long you've been in it, what services you offer, so forth and so on. It's all yours. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, hello, everyone. It is an honor to be here with you, Dr. Steele. I wore my pink in honor of, and I saw that I think the picture that you had on the was me with my crown on. I'm actually an HBCU queen.
Yes.
And yes, I'm an HBCU queen. I was a non-traditional student, and I went to that campus and of course wanted to start an urban ag site, and I did. I launched a health and wellness program there, and that's essentially what I do in the community. I wanted to empower other women, specifically single mothers, because I feel if we start at the family unit, we can heal the community. And so I taught myself first and urban farming, and then I wanted to evolve into how to make money with it. Okay. And because money makes the community go around. And then I started teaching other disadvantaged women in my community, as well as some of the young men, because they are supposed to be the providers. And
Right.
what better way to provide than to get in the oldest industry there is, urban agriculture or agriculture, period.
Right.
So that's a little bit about me personally. I am a triplet. There's three of us. Yes,
Yay.
ma'am. I'm a triplet, two girls and a boy, and I have a set of twin brothers. They're
Wow.
identical. We're not. And all the triplets, well, two of the triplets are in agriculture. Our sister, she just liked to watch me. So my brother and I are both into urban farming. We're just fascinated with anything in nature. I may lend that to my Virgo zodiac sign. I don't know. But absolutely no, love nature. Right now, I'm currently building a wood frame greenhouse in my backyard myself. Yep,
Okay.
I love to climb up there and cut the wood. And we have a beautiful pair of green herons in my tree, the big, beautiful crane birds. And they chose my mulberry tree in my backyard to nest in. So
Look at
I'm
that.
currently enjoying the magic of nature right now and very excited about headlining the Arkansas Women in Agriculture chapter because it is much needed here. We still do have a lot of discrimination in the state, a lot of it. Most of the organizations, it from construction on down, are spearheaded by Caucasians, and they do let us come in, but we do need something that will represent us and empower us. And that's all that I'm for right there. So when I had the opportunity to become the chair, I took it and run with it, and I'm so excited.
Well, I can't thank you enough, and I give you your virtual roses right now because we need young women like yourself that is educated, but just the whole story. I want to back up and talk about what HBCU did you get your education from?
Okay, so Shorter College here in North Little Rock, it's one of the smallest HBCUs in America. And so it's a lot of, yeah, it's like a family atmosphere. And I was a non-traditional student, so I believe I was 41.
Okay.
And someone was like, "Hey, you need to enter the pageant," and I did, and I won.
Hey, that's
I knew
awesome.
I was gonna win, and I look, when it comes to bringing out talent, I'm like, let's do it. So, yes,
I would have never thought, not to even like, no way bring up age, but I promise you, I honestly thought you were just coming out of college. I didn't even,
wow.
I really did. So again, whatever you're doing, my sister, keep doing because you look absolutely fabulous. I really thought that you were just coming out of college, starting your career. Yeah, I am so
Oh, ma'am. I don't know what it is. My brother and I get asked all the time how old we are. We'll be 47 in September.
wow. I would have never thought, honestly. I
I'm
was just
proud of that. I love it. I have a 26-year-old son. I also promote economic empowerment through home ownership, and so we both are homeowners free and clear now. And yes, thank you. I wanted a model of a real garden home. So once I established my home, I put an urban ag site here and got my farm number. And now I do tours and teach other people how to do that.
that is absolutely phenomenal. So you are connected already to USDA with
Mhm.
FSA getting the farm number. Am I correct?
Yes,
So
ma'am.
that's the first stop. You nailed it right there, and you've kind of peeked in on some of our agriculture outreach initiatives that we're doing for Farm
Mhm.
Service
Mhm.
Agency. And with you right there, you're able now to connect more people because you're saying that's what you're opening up your site to show people. Hey, you could do this right here at your home, as well as while you help others, and that's really what our organization is about. Making sure, yeah, you're getting yours, but let's bring some more along with us to connect to these awesome USDA programs such as FSA. So, do you
Yes.
actually participate in NRCS, Natural Resource Conservation Services?
Right now at my home, I do not. Our larger urban site, we do. But
Okay.
now I was consulting with someone the other day because every year we have these rare birds that nest in my tree.
Mhm.
So, yes, I'm consulting with them now to make sure that's a natural habitat. I thought that was so sweet.
Isn't it?
Yes, so
That is
it is.
mm, just what you. That is an aspect that I noticed that we do not tap into. As far as what you're talking about, preserving nature, wildlife, that is a whole nother piece with the USDA or Natural Resource Conservation Services. And then also we want people to know, backing up to FSA, Farm Service Agency. That's the first stop shop before you get involved in USDA programs. You first have to get your farm number, as you said you have, and it's free,
Yeah.
right? Can you
It
tell
was
them it's
easy.
free?
It wasn't hard.
Yeah.
But I'll be honest, I was kind of intimidated because I just got it last year,
Okay.
but for a while I'd never heard of it.
Mm,
And then, and that I believe that's the agency kind of failing us, because if I have a product, it's on me to get it out to the community. So
exactly.
once I heard about it, I was a little intimidated. I'm like, oh my God, what am I going to have to go through? I saw the application and it was fairly simple.
Hmm.
And I'm a homeowner. I have the deed, and they just wanted to know, how do I connect to the land? And within about a month or so, I received my number, and that's it.
That's simple. That's simple. Within 4 to 6 weeks, they usually say, and I always tell people, wait at least 2 months because you just don't know what especially during the COVID season,
Yeah.
you just didn't know. They don't have a fully staffed office. I know that they kind of come in at different times or, open certain days. They're getting back open. There is an actual agency in every state. I didn't say every county, but there's a FSA, Farm Service Agency, in every state in America, as well as Nrcs. Those are, I call them the big two. And those
Okay.
big twos actually help, literally help socially disadvantaged minority farmers, however you want, non-minority, they help anyone. But most importantly, they do focus on small producers and make sure that we also have opportunity. And I want to make sure our listeners and viewers understand that is a free service. And you also, with the conservation plan with NRCS, excuse me, they will come out and do an assessment, which is called a conservation plan, which is free again. You tell them your vision and they see how they can actually help, like they're doing with your wildlife project, or what you have there, how to preserve that. And all of us as human beings here on Earth need to figure out a way how we can help take care of the Earth better, and that's what these programs are about. Not to mention to make sure you're fed healthy foods, because we're into
Yeah.
producing, getting good foods into people.
Yeah.
Farm Service Agency is you could go to FSA.com, USDA.com. You could click into the links and be able to really get into any of the USDA programs, which there are like 17 or more, that you could actually get in to help with your products, value added products. Like if you're producing, say, strawberries, maybe you want to take it to a different level and add some value to it and sell it and make strawberry jam, or anything to that nature. We want to make sure that the listeners and viewers understand it. And now we have the wonderful Miss Keisha Cobb on our team to assist you if you feel intimidated by paperwork, right? And
Yes.
can you talk a little bit about that, the paperwork side of it?
Okay, yes. And I believe that the FSA office here, I'm sure it's in other places, they wanted to ensure that this was in a more time, my process was in a timelier manner than before, because I had literally had the director email me and say, hey, how long have you waited? And he
Mm,
expedited things because he's like, well, I see your information. I'm going to go ahead and push it through. But I wasn't intimidated to call the director now. That's one thing you can do.
yes.
Also, I think it was only 2 pages. It was easier than an employment application.
Look
So
at that.
yes, if there's anyone who has questions or need help, we can Zoom and I'll go through it with you. And that kind of segues into some of the legal issues or services that we'll need as women in agriculture as well. And so, Ms. Steele, I'm so excited to be able to help build that committee or cabinet in the organization.
So ecstatic that you said that. That whole legal service piece. Can you
Mhm.
talk to us about legal services in the farm industry that will be offering? We'll start now.
Yes, yes. Yes, so if you can imagine, I was looking at the agriculture census, if I'm pronouncing it correctly, that is done every 5 years now. We're up for one due this year. And the numbers are so staggering that they don't make sense. Because if you look at the amount of women in agriculture, it's a lot lower than men. It's less than half. But if you look at the amount of minority women in agriculture over the last 5 years, it doesn't make sense. It's like we're not even added. So can you imagine? Yeah, if we're at about 30,000 women in agriculture, that does not include Black women. How many instances were we in where we lost land, where we were going through a divorce, where our husbands took it, or we shared it and then he left and he kept it, or we had children and we couldn't afford it, or they're just disputes between us and other people, even if it's our personal property. So a lot of times, if we had someone to consult with that we knew had our back and was very educated, even if it's a federal issue or a
Right.
liaison, then that would help propel us in so many ways. So I believe that that is what the cabinet, the legal department is going to stand for National
Most,
Women in Ag.
most
Yes, ma'am.
definitely. To kind of go back over how important it is. And Keisha, you may want to make sure we get that link on our website as well
Okay.
as blast it through our actual networks that we have. That's through our email blast, the e-blast that we do, social media,
Mhm.
the website, again, back to that, making sure that we get counted. Because when we're not counted, you don't receive. And that's what's so important that most people don't understand. Uh,
Okay.
that was something that National Women in Agriculture, we were founded on that aspect alone, that we weren't even on Earth, literally.
Mm. Mhm.
That,
Mhm.
as far as being counted as a minority woman farmer, that we're not
Yes.
broken out. They kind of just lump us in with the minority farmers, and it's real, like you said, stagnant. That it's like we don't even do anything. We don't have any contributions. Well, we know that's not true. Look at the organization. We're 60 chapters strong. Literally
Mhm.
from Virgin Islands and opening up Hawaii, Idaho, they're all coming on now to be a part of
Mhm.
our organization. Talk to me about land retention. Do you offer
Mm.
those services as far as doing wills, estate planning? Can you talk to me about that?
Yes, yes, I'm smiling because I just went through that personally. I used to teach classes on things like that. I
Uh-huh.
have a background in real estate. I'm not a realtor, but I work really closely with a friend of mine who would build homes and acquire a lot of foreclosed properties in Dallas.
Uh-huh.
So a lot of times I would help people either keep their homes, acquire lands, and work with some ladies who had farms that
Mm-hmm.
there. Now it's very interesting how sometimes these farms are butt up against each other, and you have a white male farm owner that will bully you
Uh-huh.
out of certain acres of your land. Can you imagine?
No,
So
no.
yes, and so that yeah, that he wanted to build on her land or put a dam on her land. And so I know the legal process, and I consulted with attorneys that knew the legal process and your rights, knowing your rights, knowing when to file certain paperwork, how to put your property in a trust if you need to, and other
Uh-huh.
things like that, avoiding probate, avoiding heir property or determining heir property. So a
Right.
lot of those things will be presented to the entire organization as a whole, sometimes in Zoom classes, of course, according to your leadership. And so we can expose everyone to the education and guidance they need.
Well, say no more. You just tell us when you want to do those classes, and we'll set up the flyer to get you going. Whatever you need us to do, because we want to offer
Awesome.
those services quickly. When you talked about, I know a young lady that's out of Texas that I couldn't, I can't call names, and I think we might be talking one about the same person from California, and she got it awarded the property after everyone had basically most of her family had died,
Mm-hmm.
and she wasn't able to I guess, how would I say that? She was up against male producers in her area that had land. They tried to come in and do oil drillings and things like that.
Yes.
That's
Wow.
a big oil company. And
Uh-huh.
literally, they had, just kind of basically kept scooting her off the land. And with her being, in California, they're there in Texas in an area where it's a small community. Everyone knows everyone. So she was kind of alone. So I,
Mhm.
if it's okay, would love to connect her with you because
Awesome.
those are the type of problems that run people away to say, hey, I'm gonna sell my property. I don't have time for this.
Oh no, don't do it.
And I
Because I'm gonna tell you the richest developments in Texas, it's popular in Texas. The richest housing developments used to be farmland. So
Mhm.
they farm the land until it's dead, the soil is dead, and then they build these big multi-million dollar homes. So
Wow.
yeah, I would love to speak with her. And if all else fails, because a lot of times attorneys will be
Mhm.
afraid, they don't want to go against big companies. If all else fails, we come together. Oh, we
Right.
will get on the news if we have to. You're not taking
That's
her land. We will bind together in sisterhood. So
that,
yeah,
that is
that's
so
what the legal department is going to stand for.
that's exactly what we want to make sure that people understand they're not making any more land. And we need to make sure that we actually save it and preserve it and reserve for our offsprings, if you will.
Yes, yes, yes.
That's where that Air Property project comes in that you will be spearheading for us. I'm so thankful, as well as we have an actual landowner person that was on the show with me before that
Mhm.
also does some of that in Texas. So I think with you two together, great things are going to happen.
Yes,
Great things are happening.
awesome.
Yes, and let's talk about wills and trust in
Oh,
agriculture.
hmm. When it comes to just lands, period, it is good for even at a young age for
Mhm.
us to have a will or a trust. Now, when it comes to a will, it's pretty much your will, your free will, what you're deciding you want done with this property.
Mhm.
But when it comes to a trust, you can actually organize a trust to where it does what you want it to do after you're dead and gone. You can decide what it pays, how much money it makes, who manages it. It can
Okay.
be a trust can protect you from everything from foreclosure to tax liens, etc. And
Okay.
I'm in Arkansas, but I know in Texas, you have agriculture tax exemptions where you don't even have to pay taxes. In
Oh,
Arkansas, you have to pay taxes on ag.
those are
Yeah,
all we have to.
you get some tax breaks, but we're working on that as far as legislation goes. That's another legal side of it. So I would like to see certain laws passed where it
Mhm.
says if you are a farmer upon your demise, only this can happen. Or if you have air property, we need to protect agricultural lands, period, because it's how we feed people.
That's right.
Specifically, if we're already disproportionate, if we're already at a disadvantage, you need to pay attention to my property even more. Okay, so if I'm in court and it's a probate issue, that's what happens if you die and you don't leave the property to anyone. The state will take over and sell your property. So we all need to be organizing and making sure we do have a will. That doesn't mean you're about to die. It
Right.
means that if you get sick, even if you go to the hospital, okay, then we know what has to be done with that property. Who can be on that property, who cannot. And trusts are not easy, are not hard to set up either.
Okay.
You set your trust up, you decide who's going to be a trustee and who is
Mhm.
not, who's going to be a beneficiary, or maybe women in ag can be a beneficiary after you're gone. And people do that seriously
Yes.
to keep the organization going. And then,
I know
or maybe,
someone to do
uh-huh.
that. She's actually doing that for our organization.
Oh, that's
She's
amazing.
hmm
I think
yeah.
that's a perfect because we can set up properties that are beneficial or make a profit, and that profit goes to the organization and keeps us going. Guess who else does that? The Catholic Church.
Hmm.
People in the Catholic Church, they make the church the beneficiary of their life insurance policies. It's
Wow, that's amazing.
it is
Isn't it amazing how certain organizations can stay structured to keep it going and preserved in the community or in the organization as a whole? So
yes.
therefore, organizations are up against a different scrutiny as an individual. So if anything, and not to, I don't want anyone's property by no means. I'm not saying you guys giving up like your property, but
Mhm.
these are just kind of making my point how some organizations can make sure that they keep going by putting these vehicles or these mechanisms in place. And when we try to do it, we try to take everything for ourselves or whatever. Like I'm not going to die. It's like
Right. true. That's true.
I was definitely, if you're a believer, you understand. I'm come from dirt and I go back to dirt.
That's true.
So that's where the education level, I think, needs to be even more really profound. And someone like yourself to really educate them about the trust. Are
Yeah.
you recommending the trust more so than a will?
It depends on I would say it depends on the value. So even my home is in a trust.
Okay.
Because I don't want family fighting over it. I only have one child. I don't want him to be in a complicated situation. And so automatically, he's the trustee, and the beneficiary is actually my nonprofit. So he can manage. He isn't going to need the money. I've set him up well. So that's just but if let's say for instance, I
Okay, go.
had, okay, you
Could you
said
go
go
back?
back
I'm
over
sorry.
that?
Can you go back? Mhm.
Yes. Well, so my home, for instance, I placed the property in a trust.
Mhm.
So you have to decide who's going to be the trustee, who's going to manage it,
Okay.
and who or what is going to be a beneficiary.
Mhm.
But that only means like my home doesn't make money right now. If it was an Airbnb, I would have to decide where that money is going to go.
Right. Okay.
Yes. So a lot of times you can set a bank up to be your trustee. An
Okay.
attorney could be a trustee.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But
Mhm.
if I had 1,000 acres, why not? If I'm 75, I'm 85, and I have 1,000 acres, and I'm at the end of my life, I'm gonna say, hey, National Women in Ag can farm this land. They don't have to have it. The trust
Right.
owns the land. They can be the beneficiary. You see what I'm saying? And that's it. So
Right.
we need those kind of strategies in place
Mhm.
so that we can prosper more. And even if it's another foundation the National
Yes.
Women in Ag establishes for the youth or whatever, then that
Most
can be a part beneficiary. Yeah. And so it's good that we become well planned in our personal as
definitely.
well as professional and agricultural endeavors.
So can you kind of talk about a will? Because you definitely drilled down on that trust. I understand the trust very well now,
Good.
and I definitely have a
Okay.
trust.
Okay, so I recently went through this in December. I was taking care of wills are more personal. I was taking care of a little neighbor of mine that got sick. He
Mhm.
had nothing in place.
Mhm.
But when it comes to wills, you want to make sure you devise one at a fairly young age,
Mhm.
unless you have to change it. When I say fairly young, I mean 40 something, 50. Okay.
Very
So that
young.
there
Very.
are no issues with competency. This doesn't mean that you're 65 and you're losing your mind. Okay.
Right.
So at 50, you pretty much know how many children you have.
Most
So
definitely.
your will and testament, final testament says, hey, I don't want to be resuscitated. And then, hey, this is what all this property, who's going to manage me in my final days? Who's going to manage my property? And that's what your will is. And make sure that you file it in your local county court. It's not just a paper that someone has.
Right. Speak
So
up.
if the police, yes, ma'am. Otherwise, it's going to be in probate. It's up in the air. That means that everything in my house, my son has access to. That my daughter, not a daughter, my nephew, my niece can't come over here and manage it. Only my son. And
Mm.
a lot of times we don't have, as Black women, we don't have that set up.
No.
We don't have life insurance set up.
Right.
And so even if it's only final expenses, that can be in your will as well. I have a life insurance policy that is this number, and this is the person that will be servicing, that will be receiving the policy or signing the check. And it's a simple document. And to the same thing with the property. Upon my demise, the deed at so and so address with the legal description here will be, administered to this person. This is my final will and testament signature.
So that really gives a description of how business will be handled. Because if they don't have a will, like you said, it'll be probated. And if you have some bills out there, they're going to come out after that. Am I correct? They could come
They
to
can
your
do
bill.
that. Or anyone. I
Yes.
have attended probate court before, and it's sad. It's
Wow.
sad. There's the family doesn't really show up, or they show up and they fight for it. But most of the time,
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh. There
Uh-oh.
we go. Most of the time, the court decides what happens with your property. It's the ward of the state. That's it. And it's not fair. There are so many people who work really hard to
Mm-hmm.
achieve that a home and stuff, even if it's dilapidated, even if it's falling in, there's some land on that property that somebody wants. You should at least keep it in your family.
Very good. This is so powerful. And I hope all of you that are listening in, you see her name down there. You
Mhm.
should be able to click into her now out on our website as our Arkansas chapter leader, but also as she spearheads our legal team. This is so powerful. And she's bringing on more attorneys, you guys. And I'm so excited because I've spoken to some, well, at least one I have, and I know it's another that they have coming on board from our Dallas chapter that I'll be down there with them next week. Uh, this is an exciting time that the education that we're getting out to people to make sure you understand you have a trust or a will or both. Can they do
Yes.
both?
Yes, you can.
Okay, so you can do
Mhm.
both. So therefore, the trust, no one can get in there and take your property. It's already trusted out, even if your child is not or your offsprings are not going to actually do anything with the land. It's still in the
Yep.
trust, and it's to never leave your family. Is that what the trust does? It
It
protects.
can definitely, yep, it can be structured that way. Yep.
Okay, because
Hmm.
I'm going to use me as an example. I'm like you. I have one daughter. However, my
Hmm.
daughter has no desire to come here and do what I do right now. She just
Hmm.
left from being pandemic virtual, if you will, or mobile, where she
Yeah.
doesn't have. We got to be here in Oklahoma, but now she had to go back in to work with the government. Long story short, chances are she will not come back and live in Oklahoma. Not
Yeah.
saying that, it just doesn't seem likely. She will definitely wants to live in Houston.
Hmm.
So being on the other side of the life cycle, I'm past 50, and I know, and I have a few assets, and I don't want my property or this property that I have here at zero balance. I don't have a desire for it to be sold back to anyone for any reason. But
Right.
I'm married. I'm married, and this is, my husband may want the laws that stand here, and I spoke to an attorney, so and my
Right.
attorney really works with
I'm
me.
familiar with them. Yes.
uh, According to Oklahoma law, my husband will automatically be the one over my properties.
Uh-huh.
And what if he gets remarried and his wife says, "No, we get rid of that. That's from your wife and your old wife. We need that money now." This is very hypothetically. Mark, if you're listening, it's very hypothetically. This is just something that I want to
Right.
make
Right.
sure that I'm trying to explain how things work
Exactly.
in real life.
Hmm.
Uh,
Exactly.
I don't want that to happen. So I have to have a trust that protects that from Oklahoma law. Even if I
Yeah.
have a will sitting there, the will would not carry like the trust. Am I correct?
Right.
Okay.
True.
Okay.
Hmm.
So you guys know, if I die, I've said it public to everyone. I never want national, but I worked so hard to acquire this property and paid it off. I always wanted to be kept in the community for children and people to live off the land
Yeah.
because this is 10 acres and I have raised bed foods all over, two high tunnels. And it's open to the public, but at the same time, it's a training facility. And we're getting
Yes.
ready to get into agritourism so they could see how we do it in the hood. We have something to offer
Yeah.
also. I don't live in the community. I chose to put my assets in the community. With the children, I have 5 schools around us, and I always wanted to be a place for children to be able to come and have a safe haven that's nice, but also be able to grow food to sell it. Back to the title of your actual organization, your business. Can you tell us about that? I'm gonna get off me. Tell us about
That's
again
okay.
your business and how
Awesome.
you're doing your thing.
Well, speaking of business, a lot of times we also need to know how to set up and structure our businesses too. So if that is something we have to incorporate, we'll do that as well.
Yes, sir.
I got into gardening and I saw Michelle Obama on the intro.
Mhm.
She inspired me. I was always into health and wellness, eating well and everything. And you guys, that got me a diagnosis of type 2 diabetes. Even
Mm.
though I thought I was eating well, I changed my diet and beat the disease in 2 weeks.
Ooh, look at that! Look at
Yes, I
that!
am so,
That's
my
amazing.
doctor could not, prescribed me all of these medicines and the insulin shot. I cried, I prayed. 2 weeks, I
Mhm.
changed my diet and I beat it. He could not deny it. I showed him my sugar levels. I made a chart of everything and I'm writing
Yes.
a book about it. So
Okay.
yes, I got into gardening back when Barack Obama became president,
Mhm.
but it was like a hobby, it was a passion, and I'm like, I need to be able to make some money with this because
Right.
I'm growing so much that people get from me. Well, what if they're paying for it? So my background in business, I put together a plan to be able to grow enough for myself to feed myself, grow enough to help my community, and then grow enough to pay myself.
Right.
Yes,
Exactly.
that was the profit margin right there. And so that model I have presented to other women, and now I'm starting a campaign called Grow Where You Are,
Hmm.
because a lot of times our women, our single mothers was like, well, I don't have anywhere to grow. Where do you live? There's some yard right there, even if you're harvesting seeds.
Hmm.
You
Hmm.
know, that's the most economical plan. The mustard seed is the most economical plan sound in the world. Is it not?
Yes. Yes.
I'm like, who
Yes.
came up with this? I know who came up with it, but this is amazing. One seed will lead to this much growth.
I
Yes,
chills going on. Goosebumps are all
I
over.
know. It's the day I realized that, because I didn't know. I always heard have faith in mustard seed. It's a lot in
Mhm.
that mustard seed.
It's a lot.
Okay.
It's a
It's
lot.
a whole bunch. And so it provides not just food, but then opportunity and prosperity. So that's what I use when I'm teaching the young women and men how to get
Yes.
into it. Where you are, if you live with your grandma, guess what? She will be happy that you're in the backyard doing something productive. Okay.
Yes.
And so then we provide an opportunity at the farmers markets. We establish farmers markets in low income neighborhoods, and that's where they sell their goods.
Love it. Yes, yes, yes. All the way, yes. I have been blessed, overly blessed. I'm gonna ask you a few more questions about any struggles as being a woman, barriers that, and
Yes,
be very honest and candid, because
I
again,
will.
let me just say this little piece. We are very diverse as an organization, because I
Mm.
have been ringed, if you will, about this being too racially motivated, if you will. And I, as I told my business partner, who is also Caucasian, I said, you know what? I said, I hear what you're saying. I definitely take it, and I do try to, keep it down as much as possible. But at the same time, I was given, or the organization was giving agreements and grant fundings to make sure that we
Mm.
did get more minorities involved, and
Okay.
to make it really relative and be able to culturally connect properly. I have to hear your testimony and how you overcame those barriers as a Black woman. So proceed.
Okay.
I just put that there.
Okay. I'll say I'll break it up into funding.
Okay.
I'll break it up into colleagues
Mm-hmm.
and lack of opportunity. So the first time I ever received a grant, I haven't received many, but the first time I received a grant, I think I applied for 5,000. This was to establish a garden. I
Yes.
didn't have wood, I didn't have soil, I didn't have a fence, I didn't have water. I needed the whole 5,000. It was from my city that I live in. I'm
Mm-hmm.
very well versed with proposals and applications and speaking and representing the company. So I attended the decision meeting. Nothing but older white people are there. And I'm like, okay, I mean, hey, this is funding that you guys have. It's no big deal. They knocked my funding down to $1,200 and
Mm-hmm.
gave the rest of my funding to this little Caucasian guy that wanted to take some kids on a field trip that had nothing to do with gardening. And I learned a lot. Yes, I learned some. One of the city council members was in, it wasn't a city meeting, it was just a little committee. But
Mm-hmm.
one city council member is on the committee and she objected. She said, I don't think that this is fair, but they went forward with it. Okay, I learned a lot. So I did a lot with a little bit.
There you go. You.
A lot with
Yes.
we went to I picked up all the ugly lumber I could. We built a big, beautiful greenhouse. I begged for some plants. I got out there and dug soil myself. And so after that, I noticed most of the gardens that were funded were the white, larger gardens, the black
Hmm.
garden. And then I was treated. So here comes the comrades. I'm treated like I don't know what I'm doing. I
Hmm.
can't build a garden bed because I'm a woman. I've been playing with screwdrivers and drills since I was a little girl. But even if I hadn't, YouTube, if you have the wheel. And so,
Exactly.
yeah, oh my, even now I'm building my greenhouse. It's not square. It's so many things is messed up because my brother and my boyfriend have been taking the charge. I'm like, hey, y'all need to sit down.
Right? That's
They
what they
need
put
to
in
be
when you
right.
start.
And I'm literally doing it right now. So there is this bias when it comes to just me being a female.
Yes.
I automatically don't know what I'm doing. Why
Right.
am I picking up that bag of soil like that? Why am I picking up the bag of concrete like that? Look, because I don't have time to wait for you to do it.
Yes.
So either move out of my way or just do it or whatever. But I understand I do have the knowledge.
Hmm.
Understand that I am watching the fact that you guys did not fund me and then would assume that I just like I was told by the same people that denied me that money, oh, don't throw your pots away because we reuse them. And I'm looking like the pots that the seedlings come in, why would I throw pots away?
Right.
And
I mean,
it's not just because I'm a woman. Sometimes it was because I'm a black woman. Sometimes because of where I'm from. Because they'll
yeah.
ask me what neighborhood I'm from. A bad one.
Right.
It was not a good one. But I love
It's
to represent that neighborhood because now we have a national gold Olympian from my neighborhood. So it's some good people that come out of that area. So still, it's like
this
I
is a
just stepped on every milestone that they threw at me. I started building a platform and just had to show them like I'll show you better than I can tell you. It's always, oh my goodness, applying for funding here. Nope, the
mm,
same organizations are going to get the same money and they will literally tell you, well, go under them. Go see if you can get something.
exactly. Well, just right there, I want to put a pin right there because we're going through that on a national level for our bill. As you may have seen out on our website with the roundtable, the letter that's out there, the one pager, that
Mhm.
that's what we're being told, but I don't think it's going to stay right there as far as what we need from our president to get chartered as being the first Black organization in America's history.
Yeah.
There's never been a congressionally chartered Black minority organization. In my research, which I had to trademark and copyright, and it's
Mhm.
out there next to my work, that because I've been working on this for 10 years, but they told me, well, you could go up under, the 4-H where we're trying to become a pilot program to 4-H. That's not the issue. We tried that. And I told them, I did. I took my whole staff here from headquarters, 8 people, and we got trained, and I had 2 rain buckets because it's structured and they did nothing wrong. I am so
Mhm.
fond of 4-H. I love 4-H and FFA. I think it's the exact thing that all children need to have
Yeah.
as a foundation to life skills. And when I say
Yeah.
life skills, that's not taught to our children. Our children are taught athletic or entertainment, seems like. I'm not saying
Yes.
everybody says that, but it seems that's where they seem to push our children to get the pie in
Yep.
the sky, if you will. That's not sustainability because very few of us will become an NBA or an NFL player or be what do you call that, Beyonce and all.
Uh-huh.
And that's not sustainable for them either because they're getting older, bodies are going to look different, voices are going to go.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's all a force and it's not the truth. Long story short, back to your point, I was told I don't have enough. Now I'm 60 chapters strong. There's not an
Wow.
organization larger than our Black organization, Latino organization. There's not a minority organization in America or in this world like National Women in Agriculture. That
Right.
is not enough for whoever up top. Because I have been cut too. When you said funding's cut, I've been
Mhm.
cut literally from a $900,000 budget or grant that was awarded according to what they put out there to a 200,000. Needless to say, that did not stop us, and here we are, 60 chapters stronger and counting. And by no means do I take that lightly. I go back to what it is: it's endurance, it's consistency, It's
Yes.
passion, and it's that mustard seed because it was just
Oh,
faith.
yes.
I never thought we would morph into this. But those are the type of issues, and you will be coming on board most definitely on our charter and all the wonderful things we have going on that's getting ready to open up in Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
Because we need legal mind. When you started telling the background, and I have come from a legal background, but I dabble in it. But I'm older now, and I just, I know
Yeah.
the bare minimums, and I know when it comes to like government grants and things like that, it's a contract. And I tell the new interns that's coming in, I hardly law
Yeah.
student that's coming on. A grant is nothing more than a big contract, and
Yes, that's true.
the actual attachments or the appendices, quote unquote, those are the exhibits to the motion or to the petition or whatever you're doing. So I try to teach them in those terms. I'm going to stop right there. I want you to leave us with words of encouragement to the next generation, to women that's out there, to men. And again, we have male leaders, so we don't discriminate there either. Can you leave some final words for us?
I can. I will reference back to the mustard seed. And if you have not grown something from a mustard seed, the actual mustard plant, order some and put it in the ground. And my mission started with that mustard seed. The house I'm in right now was vacant and abandoned for 10 years. And I got it almost for free. Okay. I put the work into this house just like you do in a plant. I fixed the floors, I fortified the walls, I placed my seeds in the backyard, and those branches that come out of that mustard seed that produce food and stuff are the people that I have touched. And those seeds, yes, those other branches, the flowers that'll be pollinated and produce more seed pods, those are more people. And women in agriculture is one of my branches that I will, yes, we're going to pollinate. And if it's not enough numbers, we'll have more than enough by the end of the year if I have anything to do with it.
And you got it, sister. I am so
encouragement right there. And I mean that. I mean that.
I am so thankful. And everything, and I have to go back who connected us. And I call him Jerry Ray. That's our Jerry Ray who connected us out of Dallas. Thank you, Jerry Ray. If you're not listening, he'll be texting me here. He's phenomenal, and they have a wonderful project that's opening up as for our Dallas chapter. That is like the great opening next week. I hope you come.
I will be there
next Saturday. It's going to be phenomenal.
I'll be there.
So excited. Miss Keisha Cobb, it's just the name itself, Miss Keisha Cobb. You sound like a Miss. You blessed us in such a way as our Arkansas chairwoman, as our chair of our legal team. I am honored to give you pink roses, and you keep making that bag an egg. Any questions out there? Tay, you see any questions? You all, there you are. I see someone that just popped in. Victoria Smith, Veron, what is it? I can't even see. I don't have my glasses on. But Miss Smith, thank you, thank you, thank you. We uplift you. You guys, if you don't know us, go out to nwiaa.org. Sign our petition. Again, coming Miss Kim, coming from Texas. You all, Houston area. I am so blessed. I'm so blessed. If you want to know, please, 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 if you have things that you want to share, you want to help other people, you want to build your brand, this is the platform. I am praying soon that my partnership I'm working with, we will start taking it to the TV stage. That's one of our goals. And there's Miss N. Wire coming out from Palm Beach, Florida. She's in Florida. She's our citrus producer. She's also been stepped up on our finance and our ethics committee. We have this big project that you guys get to meet. We have Mr. Emmanuel Opade from Nigeria, Africa. He's phenomenal. He runs our Nigerian chapters over there. 12 chapters over in Nigeria. Miss Roots, thanks for posting in my group. You are welcome. Thank you for letting us post in your group. Wholesome Roots. You guys, and please, all of you that's coming in and chiming in, Connect with the USDA programs. If you don't know, here you go. You got Keisha Cobb. You have myself as well as others in National Women in Agriculture that will help you become sustainable. Like her sustainability project is the name of her project. You want to introduce your website? Or do you have a website?
Go to tsp.org. I'm sorry, tspорg.us. We have both of those domains, but go to tsporg.us. That's the sustainability.
Get ready to go up there so that people can get it. And if you don't, if someone you know did not get to listen in, we're out there on YouTube. There's her website. You can get to her. You guys keep us in prayer, keep us lifted. We have so many darks coming at us. I'm like this all the time now because where we're going to get this bill passed, we will be a funder. What that means, a funder would help anyone to help our children become a pilot program to 4-H so our children too would have sustainable life skills in agriculture. Again, you all, thank you for being a part of our Women in Ag Wednesday talk show. Blessings, and keep making that bag in ag. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Enjoying my life in Christ. Look at my life, ooh, yeah. He's already given me all things that pertain to life in godliness, yeah, yeah. There are no more promises. He's already given me all things that pertain to life in godliness, yeah, yeah. I'm living the life of grace, yeah. I don't stress, man, I rest, yeah. I don't struggle, I'm blessed, yeah. Every single thing is mine. Yes, I'm in Christ, yeah. I don't stress, man, I rest, yeah. I don't struggle, I'm blessed, yeah. I'm enjoying my life in Christ. When you see me in my zone, yeah, speaking in tongues, yeah. Man, I take charge, man, I do another level, yeah. Man, I Falcon, yeah. Can't contest, cause when I'm so high on the Holy Ghost, I'm stepping to place in the Holy Ghost. Shaga boss, I will never be the same. I am living the life of grace, yeah. I don't stress, man, I rest, yeah. I don't struggle, I'm blessed, yeah. Every single thing is mine. Yes, I'm in Christ, yeah. I don't stress, man, I rest, yeah. I don't struggle, I'm blessed. I'm enjoying my life in Christ. I'm living the life of grace. Living it. I'm enjoying my life in Christ. Look at my life, ooh, yeah. He's already given me all things that pertain to life in godliness, yeah, yeah. There are no more promises. He's already given me all things that pertain to life.